thank you for the opportunity that Wiley gave me time to share what we have done in my university related to the applying technology for education and some ideas about using technology for our teaching and learning activities. Yeah, let me introduce again myself. My name is Ridwan Sanjaya. I'm the full professor of information system from Faculty of Computer Science, Sugio Pranoto Catholic University. And all the attendees can download the material from this link, or you can snap using the QR code camera here. Okay, and then this one, yeah. Yeah, several years ago, we might often heard statement that the world will change, the world will go faster, the world will not be the same again, and so on. At the time, we still consider this statement as an insight and encouragement to adapt the future. Yeah, many of us never thought that we would be asked to change now and no longer given time to adapt. Not adapting or unwilling to adapt means disrupting or complicating our activities, or might be reducing the quality of service that has become standard. As the result, the completion of the target will be delayed or hampered, and customer will be dissatisfied, especially related to the financial obligation. The next impact is, of course, toward the organization finance and the ability to pay the organizational resource. Although in the world of education, all technology for education has long existed and is available for use, but its use is very limited before the pandemic. In the past year, many educational institutions have had difficulty to meet the online learning standard due to limited human resource, facilities, and infrastructure, financial capacity, or even the student condition in educational institution. But when we haven't found a learning method that can replace face-to-face learning, then online learning is the only safest approach. On the other hand, the frequency of using new things will lead us to be able to get used to it and become a culture, no longer be forced and forced. Agility and fluency in the use of technology will make us more skilled in using it, able to compare and find the alternative features, or even be able to produce innovative approach that go beyond the previous condition and qualities. Yeah, at Unika Sugio Pranoto or Sugio Pranoto Catholic University, although the e-learning platform was used in 2009 until 2011, massive development and dissemination just began in 2014 and continued in 2017. Moodle, as the basis for the e-learning platform, has been customized according to the campus needs. So it can be used for distance learning that are closer and closer to the face-to-face learning. To get closer to the previous condition, we have to make the data integration, yeah, from the campus academic system into the e-learning platform. And adding the feature for attendance, virtual meetings, group work, assignment, anti-plagiarism, the seminars, exams, and also gamification for learning activities. The other example, we also developed Vanika and Dimas. Vanika is virtual assistant of Unika Sugio Pranoto, so it can be called Vanika. Dimas is also dashboard of information student or dashboard information mahasiswa, Dimas. Are the example of the technology development at my campus in the last 4 years. With Vanika, the most frequently needed information can be obtained in real time and can be accessed within 24 hours without having to wait for the staff on duty who answer the question. In the current pandemic and work from home condition, Vanika is one of the answer to the limitation and decreasing speed in answering student question. And Dimas, not only just as an academic information system, but also a reminder and a tool to predict progress in student studies that we have been or will be undertaken by students. In the information that you can see in the slide, it appears that Dimas predict the student when they can graduate. They can graduate in this semester. It's because of the data. Then this is the example of another technology that we developed, hologram library assistant. The utilization of producing hologram, this one, it can be bring to the younger generation closer and closer to enjoy their presence in the university library. In the slide, there is a library hologram that we call HOLI, hologram library, which will say hello and greetings when visitors show their identity when they enter the library. The loan status, in the library will also be communicated by HOLI when the library visitor is identified. The other example, the current development in my campus is choosing the book inside the virtual reality world. Choosing the books can be different and more fun when students are in different or other environment. In the world of virtual reality, students can choose book to be borrowed with a modern atmosphere and with a richer experience like this. And then the other example is using virtual reality for digital literacy. And this tool is becoming increasingly attractive to the visitors. The ways of sharing new information and knowledge will become more interesting by using new technology. Another technology for education is augmented reality assistant. This application for education is able to enrich the user experience to know the book, because when they shoot the book using mobile phone, a person will come, will show to explain the book. So the younger generation able to know what is inside the book. And at the same time, broaden their horizon, because they can know, they're able to know how the augmented reality used for any purposes. The other example is augmented reality bookshelf. Yeah, this one is also the example to bring the student closer to the latest technological condition. From this example, students are not only served their needs, but also inspired in the everyday application of technology. The other example is augmented reality graduation. This graduation is an example of a breakthrough in bringing the atmosphere of graduation closer to the real condition, not by showing students as a robot or displaying their photo catalog. We can capture this augmented reality graduation like we are not in the current limited situation due to the pandemic. The other example is automated library book drop box. Yeah, we developed during the pandemic because we have a regulation not allowing students to enter the building of the campus. So using this approach, student can be served by the library. Any request can be served by the library for the non-digital collection using this tool. And the system is connected to the current system. So they can get the book and then bring the book back to the Dropbox, and everything that they done is recorded by the system. So this is the example. Yeah. So based on the current development, we have several ideas to implement the technology for education, especially is for augmented reality. Yeah, this is our situation. We always share the slide, we always share the books or any education material to the student while we teaching, while we discuss in the online learning room. But sometimes we never know the exact meaning of the lecture. Yeah, the student sometimes never know what lecturer wants to explain. In the real situation, sometimes we can show the movie, we can show the real situation that explains our material to the student. So we can use augmented reality as an integration of our learning activities. The example is adding marker to the material. Yeah, adding marker to the slides, adding marker to the book, or we can use the marker in the book, or maybe we can also add marker in the PDF files. And then yeah, we can also add several marker on the website to give the explanation for the student who follow the e-learning website, such as the example on the slide. The example on the slide, you can see the video below. Yeah, we can adapt, we can show the chair inside the real situation by using the QR code. Just using the mobile phone and then snap the QR code, we can see how the real world can be combined with our example. And we have to know that the marker can be several objects. At least they appear on the screen, but we can add in the book, or we can use in the code or the object in the book, or maybe we can add in the material of PDF files. Yeah, we can use QR code, we can use an image or any object on the material. And also we can predict the location and then give the location to trigger, to trigger the augmented reality when we teach. This is the example of augmented reality objects. It can be two-dimensional object, it can be three-dimensional object, or a movie. And how to make the augmented reality approach possible? Yeah, at the beginning or in the first sight, we 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 thinking, sometimes we thinking that we have to develop a new application, we have to program a new application, we have to create a new application for us. But in our practice, we can use any software that already provide in the internet, such as Snapchat, Instagram, or web browser. Or if we have any capability to program, we can use Unity, Vuforia, and other augmented reality service provider. And we can develop strategies on the software. Yeah, each lecture create one software. Yeah, a bit impossible, but maybe. Or the campus create one software for all lectures. So all lectures can use the one software to make the augmented reality possible. The other strategies, everyone, based on the campus direction, can use any existing platform such as Snapchat, Instagram, or any library for augmented reality. And this is the Snapchat that we can use for many purposes. Snapchat already provide Lens Studio. Yeah, maybe a bit difficult because sometimes we have to add program inside. But if we can follow the path, the pattern, maybe we can create by ourselves. But we don't have to create the application. We create the content, but not the application. Or we can use the augmented reality website providers such as augment.com. They provide the many steps to make us easy to create the 3D-dimensional object, and then directly create the QR code to trigger the augmented reality objects. And then, if we already know the strategy for the software, then we have to move. What is the augmented reality object that we have to create or we have to show to the student? The simple and easy way, we can use our own video, or we can use YouTube like we did in the class sometimes when we teach before pandemic. Or we can have more effort creating two-dimensional or three-dimensional animation. The approach for the augmented reality objects may be not able to make the same situation before pandemic, but closer to the real situation. And the marker we can add into PowerPoint presentation or any PDF document. This is the example, but we can try at home, by ourselves. I will show the augmented reality short workshop. And this is very simple for the beginner, yes, for the programmer who begin their workshop or their course, or we can follow the pattern for the common people. The augmented reality JavaScript provide free in the internet, and we can download this library for the web-based application. And they already provide the example, and we just only have to change the code. I mean the URL, yeah, or the size, and then create as a web-based application for augmented reality. And in this slide, we create the code for the marker tracking, and it will be augmented reality will be show after the marker identified by using this script. And we only have to change several code here. I already give the circle that show that the marker is there. So we can change if we have any marker, not only QR code, but also can be image or other objects by changing the URL of the code. Yeah, it can be a marker, it can be 3D objects, yeah, based on our purposes. This is the example of the marker. And if we change the red code, yeah, we can show the objects. This is the dinosaur object will appear on the screen. And this is also the example of the code that we can change to show, yeah, to show the code, to show the box inside the marker. But if we don't have any programming skill, we also can find the website that provide the link and step by step to make us easy to create the augmented reality situation. This URL, yeah, you can try in the slide. We can choose what augmented reality marker that we have to provide, location or any marker or any visual marker that we already have. And then just press the start building. Yeah, this is the example. Upload the augmented reality marker. The example is there. And then choose any content that we already share, we already say before. It can be 3D objects, it can be image or video. After the user or the student shoot or snap the QR code, then the content will appear. I use this example, yeah, the book image, and then upload it to the website. And when we publish the package, we host the code, it can be seen like this. Yeah. Augmented reality will trigger the image because I uploaded the image on the website. So the marker will trigger any two-dimensional image show in front of the marker or up to the marker. And this is the result for any video that appear on the on the marker. The video will open and then play after we shoot the marker inside. And this is only uploading in the step number 2. We don't have to create any program. We don't have to code any program to make it show, to make it happen. Yeah. So very easy So it's mean the lecturer or the teacher don't have to thinking about the technical side. They only have to thinking the content, the creative way, the innovative content to show to their student by using any software or any library that free available in the internet. And the second example is for virtual reality. I will show after the slide finish for the augmented reality, but the second one is for the virtual reality. Everyone thinking that virtual reality is for the computer science geek or computer science people who create their program and show the virtual reality. But the truth, we can only use this camera. Yeah, we don't have to create because we don't have any needs for the for the animation. We only need it for the teaching and learning activities. So the virtual reality is only need this camera, 360 camera, and the price if I saw in Amazon is around 100 until 140 US dollar. And I think this is the cheap one, yeah, the cheap one that we can provide for the lecture or for ourselves. And for the headset, yeah, we can use Google Cardboard that very cheap or very easy to create by ourselves. Or we can buy. We can buy in the marketplace. The price is around 20,000 in Indonesian rupiah or approximately 1.38 US dollar. This is the simple one that we can buy if we don't have to, if we don't want to create. And then if we want to have the good one, the better quality, the area marketplace also provide only 35,000 in Indonesian rupiah or approximately 2.41 US dollar. Yeah, I think it is still cheap for us. And maybe if the student also can provide for themselves, the situation is getting better. Yeah, the campus not have to provide, but the student able to afford it. The files is the same like we record the movie. Yeah, this is the example of file from the 360 camera. The files have format MP4, like we record any videos from our camera. But the difference is this is 360 camera, not just one direction or two-dimensional movie. And when we upload it to the YouTube, YouTube will show the direction path, yeah, to move to make the user move the video, not just in one direction. So if the student don't have the headset for the virtual reality, they can use YouTube and they can utilizing the arrow, the moving paths to know the situation in 360 degrees. And then this is the example of scenario. Sometimes we feel comfort, yeah, if we can explain directly like we are in the garden and then all the student is around us, but the situation is not possible for that in this current pandemic era. So we can use the 360 camera, and then we can record our teaching activities, yeah, in the garden or in the uh, good rooms, and then the user or the student only have to see what we have done, what we create for them, yeah, in 360 camera, and they only use virtual reality. Why we have to be like that if we can record the simple one, not have to use 360 camera? This is just the example of the way to make the student closer to the real situation. Yeah, if we only want to provide the recorded lecture, yeah, we can just use the web camera. But if we want to utilizing the virtual reality tools, yeah, we can use this example of scenario. Yeah, that Albert Einstein already say that imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited, imagination encircle the world. So we can provide, yeah, we can provide any knowledge, any skill to the student. But if we provide it in a different way, enrich their experience, we also can enrich them in the real world after they graduate.
So thank you, Dr. Ridwan, for the very thorough and insightful presentation. I'm sure the attendees who are here with us this morning have had many great takeaways from this session. When it comes to applying technology for education, and hopefully they can apply it at their respective institution, which is very timely given the current landscape. So now we have come to the question and answer session. So we have some questions. One is from Muhammad Razali. So the question to you, Dr. Ridwan, is does AR only work when there is internet connection? Without it, it cannot be triggered. And if so, what would be your recommendation to the institution?
Which can you repeat again? Sorry.
Sure. The question, Dr. Ridwan, would be, does augmented reality only works when there's internet connection? Without it, it cannot be triggered. And if so, what would be your recommendation to the institution?
Okay. Okay, thank you. Yeah, there are two ways for the augmented reality approach that we can use internet to save the bandwidth for the bandwidth. Yeah, but we also can provide the content inside the application, but it makes the application is a bit fat, yeah, bigger size. Yeah, depend on the situation of the country or the city or our institution. Yeah, if we feel better use the content inside the application, we can create the application and the content is inside. But if the connection is okay for our situation, maybe the approach to provide the content in the internet is better. Yeah, we can choose any approach for our condition. Thank you, Horace.
Thank you, Dr. Ridwan. I think that was a very good answer. Hopefully that helps Muhammad Razali in your question. So meantime, please do keep your question coming in. So Dr. Ridwan, I have a question for you. The use of VR, AR, is indeed exciting, and as shared in your presentation, we see many success of various projects implemented within SCU. So what will be some of the future, technological projects that your institution is looking at when it comes to remote teaching and learning?
You mean in the next in the next era, or maybe in the future, yeah?
Yeah, it could be in the next 1 year, next 6 months, or 1 year, or even in the next 2 to 5 years. The short term, long term, what would be some exciting projects that you can share with us that you implement for your institution?
Yeah,
Especially now with remote learning and teaching, what would be your advice to everyone here?
Yeah. Fortune for us. It's lucky for us. In the situation of the pandemic, the innovation or creative thinking is triggered. So when we use e-learning before the pandemic, it's just like a board. It's just like a board, just only put the content in the board. But now we mix it. We mix it. We make several features inside the e-learning and then make it interactive for the student. Such as the example is gamification. Yeah, in the previous way, we don't input, we don't make it the gamification available for the student. But because of this situation, we have to trigger, we have to push, we have to encourage the student. We add the gamification feature for the student. This is the example, and maybe I will predict. I try to predict, in the future, because the situation is not getting better, but I hope it will be getting better. But the situation now is worse than last year. We have to enrich the online learning using any technology, not just only augmented reality, not just only virtual reality, but it can be hologram, because we already found several ways to provide hologram to make the user feel close to the object, to the profile, to the people that we feel this is that we need, that we need to make it closer. Combination of that one. Hybrid is maybe is will be the next trend, but it depends on the situation. If the situation is getting better, hybrid makes the virtual and physically, or I call physics and digital, it can be happen in the next future. That's it, Horace.
Thank you, Dr. Ridwan. We have a follow-up questions from Muhammad Razali and Dr. Martin from Hong Kong. I think they are asking about, sorry, not Dr. Martin, perhaps we'll just address the one from Muhammad Razali about, does AR only, let me see. I think he's asking about AR can be in two forms, internet-based and apps, and from Cheong Xiu, she's asking if the AR app approach, as mentioned, can be implemented in Android as well as iOS device.
Okay, thank you. iOS is the difficult environment to enter for the beginner. If we create the content for the iOS, it's not so easy to enter the iOS store. But we can have another approach. Now the web base is become richer, so we can use the web-based application. We create the application like I already show in the slide. It can be used by iOS or Android platform or Android gadget. So if not possible to use or to make the iOS platform, so we can use web-based application because the web-based is already using HTML5. So everything can be the same, yeah, can be the same with application on the Android or application in the iOS. That's all, Horace.
Thank you, Dr. Ridwan. We have one question from Dr. Mel Gregg from the Concepcion, Manila, Philippines. I think the question would be, he appreciates, the sharing of these technologies and how it's been helping the institution, and that most educators would like to use this innovation in their classroom. I think the question here is, but how can this be used in remote learning, especially for the more poorer and unfortunate students? Would you have any advice?
Okay, thank you. Honestly, the condition in the rural area, yeah, the condition in the village, sometimes they don't have access to the internet. Sometimes they even don't have the gadget. Yeah, it's not easy to say or to answer Greg that this approach can be used for any situation. No medicine for all symptoms. Yeah, sometimes we have to use the mixed approach, or maybe we don't have any answer at all. Yeah, for this situation, I already explained. This is the cheapest one that we can provide. Yeah, we can use the box for virtual reality. We can use YouTube if the rural area can access YouTube. If don't, yeah, maybe we don't have any answer because the answer is only physical approach to meet them in the class, in the uh, in the good protocol of healthy. Yeah, we have to honest that we have to do like that because no answer. Yeah, no answer for all situation. Yeah, thank you, Horace.
Thank you, Dr. Ridwan. We still have some time for 2 to 3 questions. We have one from Azrina. So Dr. Ridwan, the question to you would be, among the online software that you shared, which one is the easiest for a beginner if they would like to take on it? Which one of all would you recommend first?
Yeah, the easiest might be limited situation. The example of augmented reality JavaScript library is the easiest one. Yeah, I already provide the step-by-step to upload the content, and then marker is the easiest one. But the limited situation is not suit with all gadget, but we can wait. We can wait until they develop the new one, the better one. But one approach using Snapchat is now using in our campus. We only follow the pattern and then change any different purpose, yeah, based on the pattern of the code, and then use it for any purposes like graduation, and then for the library and so on. But it needs more creative effort to understand or to follow the path for the pattern. That's all, Boris.
Thank you, Dr. Ridwan. We have one question from Nasha. Is it possible for students to interact with the AR objects, or is it only passive?
Okay. For the example, I also have the application, yeah, the application for change, for change our physical body to be another objects. This is also the example of augmented reality. Yeah, if the situation is augmented reality is used for the communication, it's possible to interact. But if we use only to trigger the content, it's only passive. In the class, sometimes I change my face, sometimes I change my clothes to be the hero one. So the student can follow our discussion, not just only see their lecture face, but they can interact with their heroes. But actually, this is augmented reality features. We already provide. We can see the Instagram and Snapchat features that also can change our face, our body to be another one, and then record it into the mobile phone. This is also the example of augmented reality. So the situation is not about the augmented reality, but the situation is how to use the augmented reality in the activity. If we use it for the communication, for chat, it's possible. It's possible for interaction, but if not, if only trigger the objects, it's only passive. That's all, Horace. Thank you, Nacha.
Right.